Ladies and gentlemen, picture spending decades building your reputation until one day you find it is being attacked by someone you once thought was on your side, not by enemies or rivals. Papoose claims he's experiencing that exact nightmare right now. The industry has been hearing murmurs that Papoose is sick of keeping quiet. He is reportedly telling his buddies, interviewers, and anyone else who will listen that Claressa Shields, the boxing great, didn't just break his heart. Her goal was to destroy his entire career. He recounts a concerted campaign to discredit him in the industry, and we're talking about intentional slander, behind-the-scenes calls to event planners, and more. Sources claim that he has voice notes, emails, invoices, and even letters where Claressa takes pride in making sure Papoose is kept secret. The real twist, however, is this. A few of the insiders claim that this was more business-related than personal. Instead of just damaging Papoose's reputation, Claressa aimed to replace him in the same positions that gave him credibility. Here, is a bad divorce becoming a full-fledged battle for a job? Or does Papoose fabricate the tale to make it seem better? Buckle up, for this rabbit hole is deep. By the time Papoose finally spoke, the room froze, not just became silent. No Instagram captions that are witty. The subliminals were subtle, but there was only a man staring at the camera and saying the words no one expected. The woman tried to murder me. Initially, folks thought he was being dramatic because, let's face it, hip-hop loves a bad breakup. Papoose was talking about a past relationship. But this was not the typical cycle of rumors that go, he cheated, she cheated. He was talking about Claressa Shields, the alleged culprit of the declared war. Indeed, Claressa, the Olympic gold medalist, self-proclaimed GWAT, and undefeated combatant. If one believes Papoose, he is unbeaten at this moment in terms of professional sabotage. Industry insiders say these are the kind of people who only talk on their phones face down in dark lounges. Papoose and Claressa's disagreement continued after their breakup. Following the split, it allegedly got out of control when Claressa was allegedly making behind-the-scenes phone calls while still smiling for the cameras. It wasn't even subtle. One promoter, who naturally asked to remain anonymous, said, "A call came in, and it was the tone of voice she employed." Booking Papoose was not discouraged by her advice. She did, however, add, "You know who not to invite if you want me at your event. Trust me, you listen when Claressa Shields says something like that." If that is true, this was not petty. This was a planned action. And that's the exact reason Papoose has started using terms like career destruction and blackballing in private conversations, words that you don't use unless you have strong evidence. This is the point at which chaos begins. Reports state that Claressa's camp is rejecting all of this as an illogical narrative, but according to some whisperers, this goes beyond ego bruising. Some say Claressa wasn't just trying to hurt Papoose. She was trying to replace him. Think about it. Papoose made a name for himself for years as arranging events, going to charity games, acting as a connector between the hip-hop and specific sports groups, and being that well-respected but secure person you could put on a sheet. When Claressa entered his orbit, though, those same faces started to recognize her name. In the beginning, it felt normal. She's a winner, she is saleable, she is a welcome change of pace. The timing, though, seems strange. And somebody close to the event planning team discovered this treasure. Papoose was supposed to take part in a panel discussion after all. A week later, we find out that the panel is taking a new form. The star of the show now is who? Claressa talks about her long-held desire to fuse her passion for music with combat. It appeared to be planned. It seems like Papoose started to notice a pattern. Suddenly, the calls that had come to him before stopped. The invitations that he usually received were being sent to her. He asked why, and the answers were vague. Issues with schedule, budget, and creative direction. The worst thing is still to come. Do you think that's a fake? The email from a mid-level event coordinator that was allegedly leaked said rather explicitly, Claressa requested that if she's on the roster, Papoose isn't. Does this explanation make enough sense to explain Papoose's recent outburst of anger? Absolutely, without a doubt. This is, of course, being consumed by social media. Just one and another well-liked TikTok, the alleged timeline is dissected like a Netflix documentary, complete with spooky background music and grainy images of Papoose becoming increasingly nervous. Over 40,000 people have liked the tweet, which says, "She beat opponents in the ring. Now she's knocking out careers. Remy Ma is not to be outdone." Her likes on some questionable tweets aren't very subtle, despite the fact that she hasn't publicly addressed these new accusations. Since the story of Papoose, the loyal husband being betrayed has given way to one of Papoose, the industry veteran, being forced out of his own lane, people are now questioning whether Remy knew this was happening all along. Naturally, Claressa isn't hiding. Last week, she gave the keynote address at a business luncheon, and she posted several Instagram stories from the event. It just so happens that Papoose has already performed as a guest. She penned the phrase, "Leveling up means leaving dead weight behind," on one of her pictures. Regardless of whether it was an exact quote or a general life philosophy, the internet embraced it. But Papoose is looking at the big picture. No frantic lives, no angry outbursts, just short, poignant comments spoken in interviews, purposefully planting the seeds that Claressa is not the champion that everyone thinks she is. This was stated by him in a radio interview. The fight does not necessarily take place in the ring. There are moments when people in the boardroom are trying to steal your job. I assure you that when a public argument is framed as a fight for survival, the stakes are upped. That brings us to the most important question. Does Papoose have any evidence? Or after a horrible breakup, is he fabricating a larger story to avoid looking foolish? Because, as has been said, he has been putting together a folder in secret. Yes, yet another infamous folder with call logs, text messages, and witness statements from others who say they saw Claressa plot against him. The presence of this folder could spell the end of your career. But then, for whom? Claressa if the charges are accurate, or Papoose if it turns out to be a house of cards with ego and gossip at its core. No matter what, the initial blows have been dealt, and they are not the kind that can be taken lightly with an apology. Just when it seemed that things couldn't get much messier, an ex-manager who had worked with both Papoose and Claressa before entering the story. According to a private source, the previous manager has a lot of inside knowledge and is considering going public. Well, if that happens, this will be more than just a fight. It will be a watershed moment for the sector. There was no silence for long from the former manager. Within a few days, the rumors turned into leaks, which then became widely circulated industry rumors. This insider, who wishes to remain nameless, asserts that the purported Claressa campaign against Papoose was more than a triviality. It was allegedly planned months ahead of time. It has been said that Claressa believed Papoose's connections in the entertainment world were a quick fix. Instead of building relationships with promoters, label executives, and media outlets over time, it is better to date someone who already has them. Then, once those doors were open, why keep the middleman? Claressa is accused of exchanging the following text with a close friend. "Once I'm in the room, this is about me now. I don't need Pat there." While the authenticity of the message has not been verified, it has been screenshotted and shared on all of Instagram's chaotic gossip pages. In the meantime, Papoose's team has been carefully pursuing public relations, letting the drama develop gradually rather than revealing everything at once. Here is one exclusive interview. There was one enigmatic post. The end result is a calm, well-paced story that keeps Claressa on the defense without making Papoose seem desperate. The internet, however, is anything but patient. Let's face it, the whole story is what fans want, and they want it now. In one widely shared YouTube live show, a group of self-described industry professionals examined the chronology minute by minute, assessing anything for proof of Claressa's alleged takeover, such as old concert flyers and old Instagram stories. This is where it gets even juicier. According to the former manager, Claressa obtained partnerships using Papoose's name by persuading event organizers that he would attend, then abruptly canceling and filling in herself. If that were the case, it would explain why some of Papoose's long-standing relationships abruptly cooled off. In the corporate world, Nobody likes to be burned, and your stock rapidly drops if your name is associated with flawed appearances. We found out 2 weeks later that Claressa is taking his place. Because he has double booked. It looked like a combined appearance, but it was only her. Hap had no idea that she had spoken, taken pictures, and left. If this is accurate, it creates a harsh image. It is both romantic betrayal and strategic erasure, but not everyone agrees. According to some industry sources, Papoose's version of events conveniently ignores the fact that his own booking frequency had been declining long before Claressa joined the scene. Claressa didn't replace him. One blogger even called it, "This isn't sabotage, its importance has withered, the game simply went on." Even yet, Claressa's image is awful, particularly when you consider her actions on social media. Hours after the former manager's accusations gained widespread attention, she shared a video of herself striking a punching bag and wrote, "When people who are unable to keep up accuse her of sabotage." The people who admired her were ecstatic. Her critics saw her as distant and arrogant, which caused the divide in public opinion to grow. Remy Ma's quiet sideline skulking has sparked suspicions in the interim. She hasn't addressed the dispute openly, but wise admirers have taken note. It's unclear if the tweet she liked was about Papoose, Claressa, or something else entirely, but gossip wars can generate news over even the smallest social media action. The craziest part is that there are presently rumors that Claressa might get her own folder on Papoose, which are obviously untrue. It said, "Karma, don't miss." Allegedly, it contains details about troubled deals in the past, unpaid appearances, and behind-the-scenes operations that could slant the narrative in her favor. When she let it go, this is not merely a disagreement. It will be a campaign of burn land. The stakes are still getting higher. Papoose has stated that he is considering bringing legal action, but not for defamation but rather for getting in the way of business. According to legal experts, winning the lawsuit is impossible in the absence of unquestionable evidence. Yet, the mere prospect of a lawsuit could harm their careers in different ways. In the eyes of the crowd, this is a heavyweight bout. Every subtweet, every Instagram live, and every enigmatic lyric in a freestyle are being scrutinized, much like a conspiracy map. TikTok even has a scoreboard for Papoose vs. Claressa that shows the supposed wins and losses in real time. However, the most important clue that this fight is far from over is an audio tape that was leaked. The video clip is hazy, untrustworthy, and potentially fake. The voice is that of a woman, supposedly Claressa, and it says, "He thought I was just his. Girl, I was always the main event." In the court of public opinion, perception usually wins out over reality. Now, the feud is more important than the breakup. This test is for survival. Who is able to outspin, outlast, and outmaneuver the other till the audience gets tired and moves on. Moreover, in a culture where attention is considered valuable, neither Papoose nor Claressa seems ready to fail. This story could take an entirely different turn though, since there is one more twist. This drama involves a third party, according to a source that we are unable to identify at this time. Someone with their own grievance, their own bills, and their own plan to expose something startling that may blow them both to pieces. It is at that point, ladies and gentlemen, that things will become dangerous. Soon, the whispers of a mysterious third party gathered steam. The initial impression was that it was just another online conspiracy theory, the type that fans create when the drama gets too complicated. That all changed though, with a single screenshot. A blurred out contract with 3 signatures was included, and it was anonymously uploaded to a gossip blog known for disclosing corporate secrets. The first 2, which were immediately noticeable, were Papoose and Claressa Shields. The name, however, matched someone who was at odds with both of them, so on the 3rd, things went insane. Previous promoter Derek Heatwave Thomas, Heatwave, was formerly a major player in the underground boxing meets hip-hop scene, for those who are unaware. Rappers and exhibition bouts were a combination of events he staged. Additionally, he worked closely with Papoose and Claressa for a period. But eventually, financing disappeared, agreements collapsed, and animosities were aroused. Hacked Direct. Conversations allegedly shared with an unidentified blogger suggests that Heatwave has been waiting for the right moment to release a folder of his own. He asserts that he has proof in these conversations that Papoose and Claressa engaged in questionable practices, including double booking appearances and vanishing payments. As stated in one alleged message, they are both con artists. Papoose's is the victim. Claressa's is the boss. In fact, they both used each other and thought that no one was keeping receipts, which was not the case. I kept everything. If that's the case, Heatwave isn't just here to expose. He's here to burn it all down. But why now? Why drop this in the middle of their very public feud? Industry insiders have one theory. Heatwave knows that when two public figures are busy attacking each other, they're too distracted to defend against a third strike. If his plan works, he walks away with the upper hand while they're busy cleaning up their own mess. The real kicker is that a voice note allegedly shows Heatwave laughing again. The video went viral immediately, and fans are now split into three categories, whether it's a troll masterpiece or real. Team Papoose, certain that he is the one being sabotaged from every angle. Team Claressa, believing that she is only shielding her career from a man who is trying to use her name for relevance. And Team Burn It All, hoping that Heatwave will release everything and watch the chaos unfold. Meanwhile, Papoose and Claressa find themselves in a strange situation for the first time since this war started. They may have a common enemy, but will they put aside their differences to deal with Heatwave, or will their hostility overcome common sense? According to one insider, there has been a back-channel attempt at communication, not a reconciliation, just a ceasefire. Supposedly, a mutual contact reached out to both sides with the same message: Heatwave's coming for you both. Handle that, then go back to killing each other. No word yet on whether either party agreed. Rumor has it that Heatwave has contracts that reveal unpaid appearance fees, emails that contradict both of their public statements, and even behind-the-scenes footage from events that will forever alter your opinion of them. The gossip blogs are exploding, and there's a new exclusive every day that says the drop is happening any minute. Twitter, or X, depending on who you ask, is rife with reaction memes, countdown threads, and wild theories about what the footage might contain. And then there's the paranoia, with Claressa's camp reportedly reaching out covertly while Papoose's team is allegedly reviewing old agreements and getting rid of anything that could be used against him. In an unexpected turn of events, Heatwave himself posted a mysterious image of an unlit matchstick on Instagram with the caption, "Deciding when to strike." Because, according to some sources, Heatwave isn't looking to win this fight but rather to burn down the entire arena and walk away laughing. The scary part is that he might actually pull it off, and if Heatwave's evidence drops, it could destroy whatever credibility Papoose has left. Fans were begging for the receipts, others were labeling him a clout chaser, and some warned him that nudging two public figures with big fan bases could backfire badly. You have heard it all: the breakups, the betrayals, the dubious contracts, and the mysterious Heatwave folder that could ruin two careers in one go. The real danger here is that, if this folder drops, it won't just be the end of a messy breakup story. It will be the start of a scandal neither of them can fully control, and in the messy, unpredictable world of public drama, that's the one punch no one ever sees coming. And what about Claressa? Is she really the mastermind some claim she is? Plotting a secret takeover while pretending to be the victim? Or is she just a fighter caught in the crossfire, her reputation tarnished by two men with scores to settle? Because here's the thing: perception isn't just reality in this game. It's the entire narrative, and once the public decides what's true, there's no going back. Voice notes and screenshots never go away, and when the internet gets bored, it doesn't. We connect the dots even when they are dead, so hit the like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications because you'll want to be the first to say you saw this scandal here first when the next piece comes out. Forgiveness forgets you. So, which side are you on? Are you riding with Papoose by Claressa's side, or are you secretly waiting for Heatwave to drop the nuke and watch them all burn?